Good morning. Today I'm going to sort by Jones by cleaning and oiling. There you go. And I'm going to share the experience because this is a machine that was built in the 1960s, early 60s I believe, in Manchester. And any similar machine to this can be treated the same way. So let's start taking it to bits. Right, get yourself a collection of brushes and screwdrivers together, and I've got a little one as well, and I've also got some Singer sewing oil. Take your bobbin out, and we'll do that last, and I'm going to show you how to check your tension. What I'm going to do, I think this, but yes, it does come up. If you've got some magazine or something you can lean it on. So, and then just lift it and let it rest on the backs of the magazines. It's a motor that's on this one that's resting on, so I need the magazine down this side. And it is going to come away, but as long as it's secure, I'm okay with it hanging there. It's going to be full of bits and dust at the bottom. You can hoover that out later. It's got some foam, that's the original foam. I'm going to take that out and sort that out. Brushes. So let's just make sure. I'm going to zoom you in. And you should have two clips that hold your bobbin in. Just release those to one side, look. And then all this should come out. Oh, and this one's hanging. See, I've got different machines, so I forget what they do. So I do look after them. Most of mine. Just turn that round a bit so you can see. And then just use your brush and give it a good clean. And I've got, look at that, look. See? Use one that's got a stiff brush on it. And then you can get from this side as well. Give us a good brush. 9 times out of 10 when a machine plays up, it's usually this area that causes it. And for some reason that's pulled. I've never known that to come out before. So I'm going to have to try and sort that out and push that back in. Excuse my head, just while I make sure. And I think that went in like that. Okay. Give that a good brush. And then that'll dust off everywhere else as well. Give it a blow. Anything that helps. Usually when you've got one of these stiff brushes, the dust actually clings to it, and that's why you can come away with dust. So give it a good clean. Right, that one will do that for now. Let's put that one back. And let's take the foot off. And your screw, keep that together. Put it to the end. Take your needle, once you start cleaning it, you only put a new needle in, take your needle away. Sometimes you can take this off, but if you cleaned it from underneath, just poke through there where the holes are, and that should knock anything through to the other side, and we'll give that another clean. Right, then we have to start, we'll take this cover off to get this section in here. Now don't touch your tension. These are very difficult when they're this old to get out of decent ones of these. So find the appropriate screwdriver. This is called a snub nose screwdriver. Fits in the hand better and easier for if you sort of like going from this section, from this direction. Oops, and I keep everything together that goes together, so that screw and that will stay. With that, I'll give it a brush first. Any bits and dust out. If you want to check in between where your cotton sits, you can use your toe just by looking to see if there's anything trapped in there. All the way around. Very careful with it, because it's very difficult to find these. Keep your screw with it and put that to one side. And then you'll see, let's just pull it forward. There you go. So again, let's give it a good brush. I don't like losing them cans of air because I think they're too vicious and they can cause more damage. So yeah, so that's had a good brush all around this section. So that's had a good one. I'm not going to take the body off on this one. There should be no reason why the inside shouldn't be working. Anyway, give it all a good brush all over. Just have a look inside that section there, just to see. Just give it a brush. You can actually loosen that to stop your needle or needle side going up and down. Usually when your machine starts to slip, that's because this, which is your belt, is starting to loosen up, and usually means you have to get a new one. But that only does that if it slips. In other words, it doesn't want to start every single time, or it struggles to go around or it slips. You'll know when that happens, and it's usually because of that rubber. But they still get dusty, so just stick your brush in all the areas. This comes off, but as I'm not taking this off, I'll put that back down, tighten it up. Motor's at the back, so I'll just brush all around the motor and underneath it. I think you can still see what I'm doing, yes. Sorry if my arm gets in the way. On this machine, you can actually see, just lift you up, you can actually see inside. There you go, so you could, without taking anything off, it's all mechanical, it's not like the modern ones where they have computer systems, and have a good blow. And then just put that back on. There's not a lot you can do about that unless you're going to take the whole cover off. So that's all the bits we've done so far. Oops. Let's get this back round this way. Put the magazines back, put you back this side. I'm going to try and get you to have a look at the underneath section. This will completely lift outside, but I might as well leave it on here because it makes my life easier. And it's just leaning back. Right. show you what I'm going to do there. Get all the dust out of the bottom. Right, you give it a good brush and a good blow. Get all the dust out. And so, where to oil? On an old machine like this, let's do my knee that back up, then I can turn the handle. Where you see it turns, well, that's falling out again, so let's just put that to one side. Where you've got two sections that interact with each other like a piston, like this is doing, like this moves round. So here, and here, you need to oil them. They need to stay oiled. You can see that moving up. Just one drop. That's all you need on this section. Just one drop. I don't know if you can see it, but this is turning round. So I think that's an oil drop there, and that's an oil spot because they're moving inside here. This bit just here is moving as well, only slightly, but let's just give that one drop. You don't need to smother it. This section here, then you have to find the section that's actually rubbing together. And that was that bit just there. So there's any parts that rub together. So that's that done. That didn't take long, did it? Right, so I've tightened that back up. Give it a good brush. Well, we still need to put the thing back in, don't we? So let's put that way. So just in case we've knocked anything down in there, let's just give it a good clean again. And this fell off again, so let's replace it. I think it goes in that bit just there. Right, now we need to put these back on. With my brush, get any bits out. And then afterwards I'll show you how to check your tension on these. These only fit one way, and I very often get it wrong. So if that obviously goes Right, so I've got a guide there. Obviously mine hangs that way, and obviously these dimples are the ones where these, when it closes, let me just show you up. I just forgot about a bit. I've moved it, didn't I? Let's get you forward again. Mine fits like that. These dimples are where these tighten over the top of to secure it, so I know it goes that way. And then I've got to try and fit this in, and it's not always the easiest of jobs. Well, that was pretty good really. Usually I struggle for ages trying to get them in. But let's just turn it and just to see if it's going to turn okay. Yeah, sounds alright. Looks nice and clean underneath. So now let's lift it up and we'll do the top section. Right, let's turn it around. And then obviously brushed all that, and again I'm going to have a look to see which parts are mechanical and touching each other that need help with a bit of oil. So you see this section here is going round, so that's like an elbow joint. Think of your elbow and your knees. There you go. So just a little bit. One drop, that's all you need. It's very, very fine sewing oil. I can't get anything else. And what you need to do is read your book. These older machines sometimes have oiling points. So I'll stop the machine now. I'm going to read my book to see if I've got any oiling points at the top.